Obama's peaceful protesters tried to burn unconscious man alive. Fox News reported on Wednesday that congressional investigators are claiming that the Obama administration previously funneled billions of dollars to left-wing activist groups such as the National Council of La Raza, the National Urban League, and the National Community Reinvestment Coalition through a slush fund scheme of the Department of Justice. Findings spearheaded by the House Judiciary Committee point to a process shrouded in secrecy whereby monies were distributed to a labyrinth of non-profit organizations involved with grassroots activism, reports Fox. Advocates for big government and progressive power are using the Justice Department to extort money from corporations, Tom Fitton of Judicial Watch told Fox. It's a shakedown. It's corrupt, pure and simple. Here's essentially how the shakedown works, as outlined by Fox. When big banks are sued by the government for discrimination or mortgage abuse, they can settle the cases by donating to third-party non-victims. The settlements do not specify how these third-party groups could use the windfall. So far, investigators have accounted for $3 billion paid to non-victim entities. Critics say banks are incentivized to donate the funds to nonprofits rather than giving it to consumers. As we know, Obama's left-wing protesters have been funded to accomplish one goal, and that is to create mass division to start a war ensuring Republicans are ousted out of power. They are funded by George Soros and have become increasingly more violent every year. For the last few years, left-wing protesters have become increasingly more aggressive to further Obama's agenda. If you don't remember, last year in Charlotte, North Carolina, a so-called peaceful protest by the left turned into absolute mayhem. A CNN reporter was attacked on the street, and an innocent man was dragged into a parking structure where he was beaten while begging for mercy. As horrible as those attacks were, they could not compare to what one photographer was forced to endure. The photographer was beaten until he was unconscious and nearly burned alive. The man was fortunately saved before he was killed. There is no footage of the incident, but there is footage of what appears to be Good Samaritans trying to rescue the barely conscious photographer. However, in the mainstream media's worldview, you get a pass if you're an indignant protester, someone who is justified in their anger and demands equality. Not even an attempted burning can get them to use the R word, so go ahead and loot, pillage, rob, and destroy. You won't be condemned by our cowardly press. Almost a year has passed and things haven't gotten any better. Charlottesville was just another step taken to further the division in this country. The left-wing terrorist groups Antifa and BLM were encouraged by the elites to force the alt-right's hand. It was carefully orchestrated in order to villainize Republicans and label all Trump supporters as racist. The leftist elites know that in order to win this new civil war, they have to turn this struggle into a moral issue to rally support. The removal of Confederate memorials is just another step leftists have taken to further their sick agenda. The Democrats are trying to censor everything they don't agree with, and anyone who opposes them is blacklisted. Facebook and Twitter, in particular, have recently kicked it into overdrive, censoring right-wing pages and tweets. Mark Zuckerberg has stated that he is pressuring Facebook employees to shut down any page that appears to have any hate speech. Facebook does not allow hate speech or praise of terrorist acts or hate crimes, and we are actively removing any posts that glorify the horrendous act committed in Charlottesville. These left-wing protesters are stepping up their game. When protesters attempted to burn a photographer last year, it was only the beginning. Expect more violence in the near future. Obama has gotten exactly what he wanted, and Democrats know this is their opportunity to once and for all transform the country and their image. Obama started this whole mess and he needs to be arrested. Congress must permanently end the abuses Obama's Justice Department exploited to use settlements to funnel money to their liberal friends, said House Judiciary Chairman Bob Goodlatte, a Republican representing Virginia. Thank you for watching this video. What do you think about this? Share this on Facebook and Twitter along with your comments.